How's it going everyone? Chris here with another fun Black Ops 2 class setup. I've got DaxKid101 to thank for this loadout idea. He suggested it back in the Super Stealth loadout. It's called Human Tank and it's inspired by real life tanks in that we're going to equip maximum armour and firepower to become an unstoppable force. In some previous loadouts back in Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 1, when we've created loadouts to kind of play as a movie character or something in real life, we've sometimes made equipment choices that aren't particularly good for in-game performance. But this human tank loadout actually works out really well and it's really lots of fun to use. Sometimes the combination of perks and equipment I use for these fun loadouts doesn't really work together, but with this one they all fit together perfectly. And while some viewers are going to get their pants in a twist screaming that it's too newbie, I'd just recommend embracing your inner noob and giving this loadout a try and going on some nice rampages in game. Because of the nature of this loadout, you do have to kind of take on a more newbie playstyle and play much more stationary and more tactically than you would with, say, running around with an SMG. But if you play to the strengths of each of one of these pieces of equipment, you can get some really nice kill streaks and it definitely helps you win those games. So let's jump straight in and take a look at the weapons and accessories and equipment we're going to use for this human tank loadout. It makes sense to go with the biggest machine guns we can get our hands on for a tank loadout, so we're going to go with the Mark 48 LMG. Like I mentioned in my recent Mark 48 weapon guide, this Mark 48 and the LSAT are both the heavyweight LMGs, in that they're more traditional with that large 100 round box magazine. The Mark 48 is also the best out of the bunch in terms of range, with it being able to pretty much maintain a 3-shot kill at any range. We're going to go with two attachments which kind of relate to real life tanks. So first up we'll go with that dual band scope for that infrared vision. You can forget about how useless that blue thermal scope thing was in Black Ops 1. In Black Ops 2 the thermal view scope, or the dual band scope as it's now known, is much more usable, and I'd say it's actually the best incarnation of the thermal scope we've seen in Call of Duty. With this new dual band scope you get that green and yellow thermal vision, and while users with cold-blooded don't get highlighted in yellow, they can at least still be seen, unlike some of the other previous versions of the thermal scope. Combined with the low recoil of the Mark 48, it makes this weapon really deadly. Once you've set up in your position, you can easily pick out people coming out of their spawn and take them down with ease. And the next attachment that has some relation to real life tanks is those Fmj rounds. In real life you're going to want armor piercing rounds to punch through those panels of a heavily armoured tank, and in game the Fmj rounds are another really effective attachment for LMGs. Just having that increased penetration power is going to mean that the enemy has nowhere to hide, and that you can maintain your 3 to 4 shot kill even through the thickest of cover. These two attachments combined also work pretty well. It's sometimes hard to spot a guy who's head glitching behind a concrete block, but with this dual band scope you'll be able to see his little yellow head peeking out, and then with those Fmj rounds you can just simply punch through that cover and take him out in no time. Because tanks have as much armour as they do firepower, we're going to go with the overkill perk to equip the assault shield as our secondary weapon. This assault shield is going to give us two main benefits, and we can use it in two main ways. First up, we can either plant it down and use it as portable cover. It's got that useful little window that you can see through while being crouched, so all you have to do is plant it down in a strategic position overlooking a choke point, keep an eye out for the flow of bad guys, and simply pop up and mow them all down. But the other main benefit of the assault shield is while you're not using it, it's placed on your back, and it still grants you that increased protection from enemy incoming fire. Just keep an eye out for those sounds of ricocheting bullets, and you can sometimes turn on an enemy and win the gunfight. Then to finish off the equipment selections, we'll go with a lethal and a tactical grenade. It's not uncommon for tanks to be equipped with grenade launchers, so we'll equip the plain old frag grenade for our human tank loadout. Then one of the main defense systems of real life tanks is that smoke screen that can protect against laser targeting systems, so we'll go with the smoke grenade for our human tank loadout in Black Ops 2. Usually that smoke grenade has always been a bit useless, but like I mentioned, with this class everything fits together perfectly. The first way you can use this smoke grenade is to make a secure getaway when your LMGs run out of ammo. All you have to do is toss out this smoke screen, wait till the enemy's vision's impaired, then unplant your assault shield and move off to a new location. Or if you find that you're being overwhelmed by hordes of bad guys, you can throw out a smoke grenade to impair their vision, but as soon as you've got that dual band scope you can see right through it and mow down all the enemies with clear vision while being at a minimal risk of return fire. So let's finish off this human tank loadout with a look at some perks and score streak rewards. We're going to want to choose perks that's going to help us become unstoppable and protect us from as much as possible in game. So first up we'll go with the Flak Jacket perk. This has got to be one of the most crucial perks for a tank inspired loadout, since it's going to allow you to just shrug off those explosives and keep the pressure on the enemy. Then next up, to avoid any of your shots being knocked off target, we'll use the toughness perk. When using a slow firing LMG, the last thing you want is one of your shots to miss thanks to that flinch from enemy incoming fire. It only takes a split second for the enemy to get their required number of shots to kill on target, so the toughness perk is going to help you retain your focus and make sure they don't get the opportunity to take you out. Then a third perk that's going to help you become unstoppable, especially when equipped with that Flak Jacket perk, is the tactical mask. The first thing an enemy is going to want to do is get some revenge and budge you from your lockdown position. So naturally you're going to be a target for all kinds of grenades and flashbangs, so that combination of Flak Jacket plus tactical mask is going to make those things ineffective against you. So being the human tank loadout, we're going to want to equip as much firepower as possible, so let's take a look at a couple of score street rewards which are going to help us increase our arsenal of weapons. First up we'll go with the death machine, so we can switch out our Mark 48 for this hip firing minigun. Lock down a position with this thing and the enemy's got absolutely no chance of being able to make it through a choke point. Another weapon that's going to enhance your human tank abilities is that war machine. It's not quite as powerful as that death machine despite needing a few extra points to acquire it, but it's just as much fun running around as a human tank, spamming out these grenades and sending the enemy flying. Then our third and final score street reward is going to give us a little tank buddy in the form of the AGR. You've got the choice of either allowing this thing to roam around on its own, or you can choose to sit back out of the action for a while and control that machine gun and rocket launcher by yourself. The great thing about these score street rewards is you can often acquire them all at the same time. As long as you've set up your position on the B flag or protecting an objective, those point bonuses will soon mount up and allow you to acquire these things in one easy kill streak. That's when you really do become an unstoppable human tank, since you've got the choice of your LMG plus assault shield and your increased arsenal of the death machine, war machine and that AGR. So give this a try in game and let me know how you get on with it. I had some really good fun with this loadout and it's definitely one to try if you're into playing the objective. It's always annoying when you're trying to win those games by securing flags, only to have the enemy take them back whenever you turn your back. But with this loadout you can set up position, drop down that assault shield and just mow down anyone who comes into sight, while racking up those extra bonus points from protecting the objective. So as always, if you enjoyed this video or like the look of the loadout, I'd really love a thumbs up down below to help spread the word and share the video with your friends. If you've just stumbled across my videos, don't forget you can subscribe to stick around for plenty more of these Black Ops 2 class setups. You can also check out my review of the Mark 48 as part of my Black Ops 2 weapon guide series. There's a nice collection of loadouts in the playlist, so you can check it out by following the link down in the description. I'm always open to suggestions down in the comments if you've got any ideas for future loadouts. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I'll catch you all later.